everybody here can hear me now? How's this working? It's really good for me to hold some because I'm insecure, and if you like hold on to it, For you all that are first-time attendees, you're lucky because the talk I gave is going to be new to you. But I spoke at one of these a few months ago, and they've already heard it. No, actually, a few months ago I was asked to speak at this IdeaCamp, and it really impressed me that so many like-minded thinkers came together to collaborate and just share their ideas in a positive way. It really reminded me, I told everybody, of being in Silicon Valley where it's all about collaboration. Since that IdeaCamp, I've been appointed by Dr. Curley to be the entrepreneur in residence here at Gulf Coast State College and the Advanced Technology Center. I work intimately with the Small Business Development Center, which provides a whole bunch of free resources in case you don't know it. So if you need some free resources, find somebody that can spell SBDC and ask them what they can do for you and help you work on expanding your business, or if you're starting a business or any phase of business. There's 5 or 6 highly degreed, experienced consultants that come for free. So don't be bashful. It's a nice place to hang out, and if they can't help you, we can just sit around and talk about cool things together. So please come back in and use the services that are here in some way. All right, now the talk. All right, I guess I gotta talk about something other than the Advanced Technology Center and the SBDC. Okay, so here's what excites me, and it's along just this passion I have to be around entrepreneurship and to assist in the entrepreneur process. I've experienced since I've been here just something that it's really hard to even put into words, and then this is how much opportunity there is here for our entrepreneurs in the area. This is a great cohesive component in our community for entrepreneurs to come together. They feel inspired, and isn't inspiration a big part of being an entrepreneur? You have to be inspired. But first, before you're inspired, you have to have imagination. So, like I told you before, every one of you had ideas. That's why you come to IdeaCamp. But I can tell every one of you have imagination. And so what we do here is take imagination, put it with inspiration, and create entrepreneurs out of that. Because that's where it takes. It takes a catalyst. So is there anybody in the room that has a PhD in anything? I don't want to embarrass you, but I would like to know if we have anybody that has a doctorate or PhD. Well, I don't know if you know, I don't have a PhD. See, I'm not raising my hand, but one of the things I know about people that are academics that get educated and get PhDs is the last thing they do in their educational cycle is become a PhD, and that's a doctorate in philosophy. That's what a PhD stands for. If they're in finance, they get a PhD. It's a doctorate in philosophy. It really should be first, because as an entrepreneur, we all know it's about our philosophy. That's why we're doing what we're doing. It's not because of something that isn't inherent in us, which is where our philosophy comes from. So that's what I want to share with you, just about where our passions come from and where we take them to develop an innovation in some way in our own area of expertise. So, I have a little video here because I had some technology, and I'm a geek, so not using technology would be like going to church and not putting something in the basket for me. So let me just see if I can bring this thing up real quick. I'll really embarrass myself if I can't make the technology work. But let's see. Okay. Look at that. Look at this. Where is it? Uh-oh. Where is it? How comes, let me click on this. Bear with me, it won't take forever, and why is YouTube letting me down? There it is. Okay, let me try this one more time. and then I'll tell you what you would have seen. So it says it's right there, and if I just hit this, maybe it's there. How about if I go to YouTube? Well, let me just bypass the technology glitch, because I didn't get to the, I have an excuse for everything, but I won't pass it on to you. What I was going to show you was, I grew up in an era that I really liked the idea of Kung Fu. And there was a program in the 70s called Kung Fu. And basically there was a Master Po. And there was his mentee. And they referred to him as Grasshopper. So the Master was blind. And the first episode, he explained to this young student of his, the philosophy of being a Kung Fu master. And it all centered around the fact that he demonstrated what it was all about. And the demonstration went like this. Here's an old blind monk. Imagine me there. Old blind guy. And this young student comes up and he says, what's the secret of becoming a master at, a proficiency in Kung Fu? And he says, well, Grasshopper, actually he didn't say that, but he says, it's what we will do is we will teach you today the secret. And he says, listen. So the student listens, and he says, what do you hear, my student? He says, well, I hear the water and I hear the birds. And then he says, but you don't hear the wind and the grasshopper at your feet? And the student looks down, there's a grasshopper. Now the monk is blind, and so he's wondering how he does this. And then he proceeds to do an exercise. And he says, take the broom over there and come and hit me. And so the student, needless to say, grabs the broom. He's a little tentative, but he goes over and he tries to hit the monk, and he moves out of the way, pivots, grabs the broom, and he says, how do you do that? He says, I just listen. Now, the object lesson here is, for an entrepreneur, is listening is the way we see. The way we see everything is we can only see things as well as we listen. And whether that be listening to our customers, listening to other advisors, mentors, just what's around us. The more we listen and concentrate on listening, the more successful we will be. We will become the masters in our selective field. And I'm not really that good at listening, but I realize its power at times. But I would just encourage you to think about that experience. One of the great visionaries of our time was this guy named Steve Jobs. We're a lot alike, except he had a lot more money and ran a bigger company. But other than that, we're a lot alike. And, there's a few other miscellaneous things that differentiate us. But the common thing was, he really believed in the objects of what comes out of, Zen, which is really listening. I don't think I've ever been more successful than when I paid attention to my customers, my clients, or just my wife, for that matter. I get better results if I listen. So I guess that's the essence of what I wanted to talk about and share with you today. How important it is, if you want to find a way to where you're going, listen to those around you. Listen to what's going on. Listen to that. Don't let your vision get in the way. Let your sense, your ears tell you where you should go. So I've got 5 fingers, 4.5 fingers. Okay. So, well, that's pretty good. So last time they had to take a hook and get me off the stage. So I can kind of wrap this up by just saying that, you know, I would encourage all of you to spend time using the resources that are here, listening to the expertise that's around you to help guide you as you build and grow your own business, idea, whatever it is. It all starts with that formula of imagination, inspiration equals innovation. That's what I can share with you. Thank you.